Hi everyone, welcome to the Future Jobs podcast. Today's guest is a global thought leader, a systems architect of innovation, and a master of future navigation. Karl McFaul, based in Sweden and working across Europe and beyond. Karl has spent over 2 decades helping organizations, cities, and governments design bold, adaptive strategies in times of change. He leads the modern group, serves as a high level EU expert on digital labor markets, and is known for his groundbreaking work on intellectual capital, relational ecosystems, and business model innovation. Whether it's transforming publicly policy, reinventing corporate culture, or creating future proof systems, Carl brings a lens that is both deeply human and unapologetically strategic. Get ready for a conversation that will stretch your mind and sharpen your perspective. And I'm Fahad JobsWala. I'm student and HQ captain at Rehan School Online Academy. And this conversation is going to be very beautiful because personally, I like Carl very much. He is such an amazing person and is very close to the Pakistani culture as well. He was keep asking questions related to Pakistan, and he's also thinking to come and visit here. So, hi, Carl. Welcome to the podcast. How have you been?
Thank you very much, Mr. I'm very honored to be on this podcast and to sense a little bit how connected we are on a planet Earth. We are so connected as human beings.
Exactly, we are, and this is what we have to think. We are human beings. We are not like Pakistani. We are not Europeans. We are not Americans. We are just human beings. And after that, we can think about all these differences. So, Carl, could you tell us what is your story?
My story. I grew up in an artist family, actually. Many families, father is an engineer, mother is a doctor, things like this, or if they have a job or if they don't have a job, there's a lot of things. Well, my story, my background, well, I come from Sweden. It's a little country, 10 million people up in the Nordic, where you have Norway, Sweden, Finland, Iceland, Denmark. That's the Nordic countries. Small countries, but they managed to make something successful after all these thousands of years of empires and monarchies and now let's test a little bit democracy without a bloody revolution, because in many countries there is a war is going on. There's a lot of wars in the world and people don't trust democracy. But in the Nordic country of Sweden, we didn't do a revolution. We didn't do like here I see it right now in Romania. They were shooting their former prime minister to death 30 years ago. Boom, 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 boom. That was a revolution. In Sweden, yeah, everybody comes from a monarchy, everybody comes from a clan society, a family, clan society, growing into city states and then states and larger structures, and then we try to develop something where we call things democracy. But how do you create a true democracy? And I'm very spoiled to have been born there. Actually, it was not my choice to be born there. No, no, no. I could be born in Bangladesh. No. So who am I? I'm fucking nobody. I'm absolutely no. I'm just a human being on planet Earth. But I was born somewhere, and I have my professors. And what I respect is knowledge seeking, to seek knowledge and to do exactly what you do, to ask people, to talk to people, to have a conversation. That's how we develop as human beings on planet Earth. That's what is make me cry for people and want to be together with people. Yes.
Wonderful, Carl. Your love and your deep respect for human being, is really wonderful. It's amazing that we are spiritually connected with each other, and this is what, how, and for what we get emotional. So it's really amazing to find out about you. So, Carl, how do you define future navigation, and what turning points led you to build your approach around it?
I think it was, I came up with an idea back in 2014. 2014. Yeah, I spent a lot of time at permanent positions and jobs and stuff, and then, learning from a life, a little bit touch basing with what's called bureaucracy. And you should check out this Mats Alvesson, Functional Stupidity of Bureaucracy. It's all over YouTube. Mats Alvesson, Functional Stupidity, the stupidity paradox of bureaucracy. When you go into work life, it turns out a lot of things. And this is what I lecture, this is what I teach, this is what I dedicate my life to. And I just started to go free a little bit. And then I started to record a little video with myself in my hometown in Sweden back in 2014. And I happened to drop the word here's a future navigator. And I started a school of future navigators with my friend, very dear friend Michael Cillian, Baratula Bergstrand. They are as much future navigators as I am. So we are at least three people. Baratula Bergstrand, Michael Cillian, Karl McFaul, future navigators. And what does that mean to be a future navigator? There is no copyright at all. It's completely open source. If you want to call yourself a future navigator tomorrow, do it. You're you're very welcome in our club, in our society. We're building a network of future navigators. You don't If you want to be a future navigator, come as you are. And I'm sorry a little bit to make a reference here to, may I allow to make a reference to Christianity and Jesus, Isa.
Sure.
It's called Isa. Isa, Jesus said, come as you are, come as you are. So it doesn't mean you have to be special or VIP or anything. This is pure Christianity, Jesus. Come as you are. With what problems you have, what aspirations you have, your ideas, just come as you are, and we start to talk together and cultivate a conversation together. This is humanity for me. This is human life on planet Earth, where I want to live.
Exactly. That is very beautiful, and we can be future navigators, for our community, for our society, obviously, because what a future navigator does is they try to help people to build a better future.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah, so
we have of course models and methods for this. Yeah, you can divide them into at least two or three models and methods. I mean, often if you look into the future, how many days can you look into the future? Well, you turn off the television, 10-day weather forecast, 10 days. But that's forecasting, forecasting. That's a trajectory. Depending on, we get what we measure. So the more computer power we have to manage complexity, I don't think we will ever manage complexity. Now we're into complexity science, but complicated and simple systems, but weather is a very complicated systems. Okay, 10-day weather forecasts. That's what you have. But you cannot see it from 1 year or 2 year or 5 year or 10 year. How's the weather gonna be 10 years from now? It's impossible. Impossible. So what do you do? If you're a future navigator, it's not only about forecasting, it's also about scenario planning and especially about envisioning the future. What future would you like to live in as a human being? What kind of future would you love to live in as a human being? Can you create that future right now? Can you depict it visually or write it down or have some kind of aspiration for you as an individual, for your children, for your family, your mother, your father, for your community, your country, your tribe, your ethnic group, your nation, your religion? What would it be? I'm very curious about this. This is much more long term than a 10-day weather forecast, of course.
exactly. So you have all the methods of how we can become a better future navigator, and for that, if someone is interested, they can obviously contact Card, on Facebook or wherever,
And always
so that you
contact
can
me. Carl is,
get
Carl is
information.
always here. Always here. Always.
Wonderful. So
I'm
you have
always
spoken
here.
about the structural. Sorry.
No, I would just like to say I'm always here for any questions and answers. And I'm backed up by a team of very highly intelligent professors and mentors and politicians and the friends, everybody in my network. What I can contribute with to build a better world. What's the mission? That was a purpose, vision, and mission. The purpose is, of course, to build a better world.
Exactly. To make this world a better place. So you have spoken about structural versus human versus relational capital. Which of these two organizations undervalue most today, and why?
That's an interesting question because the human capital is limited. That's within ourselves. The human capital is everybody's own knowledge and training and background and what we can grasp and what we can perceive and understand. Every human being has a knowledge horizon. We have a competence. It might be trained, also educated, and might be trained, the human competence, but it's still just one individual, one brain. Now, the relational capital is interesting because that connects people. The question is the relational capital outside the domain where you're operating in a family, Let's start with you as an individual. You are thinking, you're waking up in the bed. That's you, your brain thinking. Are you married? You turn around next to you. Well, in Islam, you can have four wives. Okay, you have there are four other people there. Fantastic. Now you have a dialogue. Four people. You are the man. They have four brains. You have one brain. You are together there, standing in a room and organizing the day, the future. You have to have a dialogue, and you have to be very diplomatic. How do you act with your competence as a human capital? But when it comes to relational capital, then it starts to get outside the family, outside the workplace. Then it becomes the vendors and the social network. Who provides the resources for you to function? I mean, everybody have to have some resources. It's like a car, a machina. If you don't fill it up with fuel, it's not going to drive many miles. you know, you have to have some resources. That's the relational capital. But what I'm focusing on is very much the structural capital. Structural capital. What's the system on which we rely upon to act as human and relational capital? What's the operating system underneath? You know, what are we walking on? Some kind of
Exactly.
system, a political system? Is it an ideology? Is it a religion? Is it some combination of a society with norms, hidden values, unspoken values, things between the lines that we are not allowed to say because our mother and father and sister and no, we're not allowed to talk about this. No, we remain silent. No, we're not allowed to talk about this. We just act. We have our norms, our food, our traditions. We're going to remain like this. Don't provoke anything. Nah. No, 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 I'm a provocative guy, you know. I'm sorry.
And
I'm a bit provocative. I'm sorry about this.
no, it's okay. It's okay. You were telling the truth, and this is what we have to realize about it. So it was completely helpful and important as well for our listeners. So it's completely okay.
But what will they say that in Karachi, in Pakistan, that you have politicians and a system and what happened with this famous guy who went into prison? That was famous. No, no, no. Imri Khan, something. Khan.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. He was the former prime minister of Pakistan, and he is still in prison. So yeah, we also
He's
have
the,
a political system, and yeah, just like in
yeah,
other
but
countries.
maybe you're not allowed to talk about this. I respect fully. Everybody can listen to this and don't mention the war, but we can be in contact. If I get into prison, I will fight for you. You should know that. I will fight for you if I get into prison.
Sure. So, looking at how few S&P 500 firms from 1,983 remain today, what are the deeper systematic forces behind this churn, and how can companies resist it?
Yeah, I will study this. And we have to set up, I will work on my web page now. So I can provide you with some links from my web page to you and your community. We can build something together. Together, we are much stronger together. to discover enlightenment, what is really going on, you know, what is
Exactly.
really going on. Because what is really going on is not urban myths or, hypocrisy or filter bubbles or urban myths or a black cat walk across the street in the medieval ages and oh, it's an omen, astrology. No, I'm sorry, but I'm a Christian. I'm a believer because Jesus, as an example, not the Catholic Church, not the church, but Jesus as an individual means something for me. Muhammad as an individual means something for me. Muhammad and Jesus and Abraham means something for me. Individual people, but they build on these people some structures of systems which becomes very hierarchical, like the ancient pyramids of Egypt, something, colonization, and it becomes terrible. Power corrupts. Power corrupts. So we human beings on the ground, we have to take care of each other, listen to each other, acknowledge each other. And I just want to say I love you. And I'm very honored and grateful today for you talking to me, Karl McFaul, here. Because I talk a lot. I get very
Wonderful.
passionate about this.
Yeah. So walk us through a project where you transformed an organization's innovation capability. What steps and mindset shifts were most critical?
Yeah, the first thing is, of course, to break the traditional hierarchical, the ancient norm, which is not so old actually. If you look back, it's only 10,000 years. 10,000 years is not much. We have lived for millions of years and survived as agile tribes in the nature with a dynamic flow. That's why you should listen to jazz music. You should go into music to understand leadership and organization comes with music. That's the great teaching of me, music. So if you have an agile group, you will find the person who is the most well suited person to take care of a situation in an agile formation, agile methodology and practice with tools and technology. It doesn't come without models and methods and tools and technology. There is strict tools, 5 of them. I can list them all. But then, in these modern factory organizations and monarchy and kingdoms and empires, the last 10,000 years of human beings have developed into this. That's a construction which goes against nature. And this is why we find ourselves in the Anthropocene. Yeah, this is why we are destroying the world, basically, environmentally, climate wise, humanity, wars, everything. Poverty comes with this. Poverty. It rose with this. I can hold a full lecture on this, but I need my PowerPoint slides. I can explain to you everything what happens since we domesticize plants and animals and grow cities, language, and territories around the world. What happened in the last 10,000 years? But you should know 10,000 years is fucking nothing compared to 6 million years of what we developed from what became the chimpanzee, the gorilla, and the Homo sapiens sapiens, which is our species. We should have respect. We are still part of nature. We are apes. We are human beings. We are still part of nature, the rainforest. But we have created something very dangerous, which we need to discuss a little bit. And that's what we're doing here, especially with me. Especially with me. I can tell you about that. I'm observing. I ask questions like you. And Rehan Alawala, that's his method. Maevtik, Majevtik's, Socrates' method. Ask a question. Don't tell anything like, this is the truth. No, ask a question. Ask a question instead. It's much smarter.
Exactly, Carl, exactly. So, Carl, if you could offer one timeless piece of advice to leaders, creators, or innovators navigating uncertain futures, something they should carry with them no matter what changes, what would it be?
Now, it would be, first of all, don't feel stress. Do not feel stress. Stress can be positive if you walk into a stage, you're a little bit nervous, you're gonna speak in front of people, you feel stressed. Yeah. But that's a little stress. But in the grandiosity of a life of a man and a woman on planet Earth, don't feel stressed and don't let anybody consume you. People will try to say negative things and provoke you and put you down, and it can be in the family, it can be at workplaces, universities, wherever. Whenever people come and try to put you down and make you feel smaller, believe in yourself and your own capability to always develop, because you are a human being. You have the greatest capacity of all to develop. Only you know, and you might even not know your challenges. It's a mystery. And that's why I'm a believer. It's a mystery.
Exactly, Carl McFaul. Thank you so much for giving me your precious and valuable time for the amazing conversation. I call it conversation because two people are speaking with each other on some great topic. But I always like to uncover and explore the life journeys of my guests, which I did. So, inshallah, guys, meet you soon with another amazing podcast with another amazing guest. Till then, stay peace and take care of yourself.